So in this video, I'm going to go through how financial advisors can generate leads and, more importantly, get 10 to 30 or more qualified sales appointments every single month onto their calendar. And I'm going to show you how you can do this without going to any networking events, seminars, cold calling, relying on referrals, chasing leads, and even without buying leads from another lead generation or marketing company. This is the same strategy that helped Eric, a fee-only financial advisor, to get high net worth leads and clients consistently every single month. It helped Drew close over $1.3 million in assets under management within just a few months of working together. It helped Brian, who specializes in selling annuities, make 10 times more revenue working with us compared to buying leads from another lead provider. It's helped John generate appointments on a consistent basis. It's helped Tabitha generate leads and appointments for her insurance agency on a consistent basis. And it's also helped Tony no longer have to rely on networking events or seminars to get leads and appointments consistently every month online. And these are just a few of the many examples that you can find on our website. If you go to skylinesocial.com and then click on the results page, you can find many more different client case studies, success stories, and video testimonials. And I even have a YouTube channel where I regularly post videos on ways that you can generate more leads, appointments, and clients consistently in your business. This is pretty much what I do every single day, and I've been doing it for over 10 years now. So to get started, let me know if this sounds like you. Do you start each month wondering where that next client is going to come from? Do you hate the idea of chasing leads to work with you? Wouldn't it be better if they chased you instead? And are you finding that the traditional ways of marketing, things like cold calling, relying on referrals, going to seminars and networking events and things like this, are no longer as effective as they used to be? And are you looking for something better? Have you tried maybe paying for leads from another lead generation company, but all you got was shared leads or low quality leads that you can never seem to get hold of? Or have you tried paying a monthly retainer to another marketing company, but still struggled to get any tangible results? And do you believe that marketing is important, but everything you've tried in the past just hasn't worked and you can't figure out why? If so, you're not alone. I've spoken to countless financial advisors over the years who have told me these and similar problems. And whenever I speak to financial advisors who go through these problems, I found that the real problem is that they are stuck in the old marketing model and they haven't moved to the new model, which is automated, predictable, profitable, and scalable. So when you move to the new model of marketing, everything changes. With a new model, you only attract the kind of clients that you actually want to work with. You will automatically filter out the wrong types of clients and not waste your time. You can also generate leads, sales appointments, and clients on demand, and you'll know exactly how many sales appointments and clients you're going to win every single month with consistency. And best of all, you are in full control of your marketing system, so you can decide how many new sales appointments and clients you want to win every single month. So what is this new model of marketing? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to go through in this video. I'm going to walk you through how it all works in 3 simple steps, starting with step 1, which is to create an automated salesperson. So instead of chasing leads to get an appointment, what if there was a way to just automate this process? In other words, what if you had a salesperson who could speak to your leads anytime, any day, 24/7? And what if you could do this without annoying your leads with constant calls or texts or things like that? Well, that's what you can do by using a video sales letter. So what is a video sales letter? Well, you're actually watching one right now. A video sales letter is a simple presentation that explains, number 1, how your clients can solve a big painful problem. Number 2, what are some alternative solutions to this problem? And number 3, why working with you is better than those alternative solutions. And if people like what they hear on the video, then they can click on a link below to schedule a call in your calendar. And if you do this step correctly, you won't have to chase leads to get appointments. You'll get leads booking calls directly in your calendar because they actually want to speak with you. This is such a game changer for financial advisors because imagine how much time you'll save by no longer having to chase leads. Imagine how much better quality the appointments you have will be if leads watch a short video about how you can help them first and then they schedule a call. And also imagine how much easier calls with your leads will be. In fact, here's a screenshot of an email from one of our financial advisor clients, and notice that he said he had someone with $1.7 million to invest who was going to travel 90 minutes to come and see them, all because of a video, which was the video sales letter, all because of a video that they watched together. Now, this lead happened to be in the local area, so that's why they were willing to drive 90 minutes to go see the client. But we have many other clients, as you'll see later on in this presentation, that are able to get appointments all the time with people that have 250K, 500K, $1 million or more in investable assets from all over the country. But the point is, it was the video that motivated these people that have never heard of the financial advisor before to go ahead and schedule that appointment. Now, as great as a video sales letter is, you could have the best video sales letter in the world, but if no one actually sees it, it's still kind of pointless, right? Which brings me to the next step, which is step 2, and this is to proactively generate leads with your video sales letter. So you need to be proactive when it comes to generating leads. But here's the problem. There are hundreds of ways that you could generate financial advisor leads, but not all methods are the same. For example, you could spend a lot of time and money hosting dinner seminars, and it might work, but from clients who I've spoken to who do this, they tell me that not only does it cost thousands of dollars to organize every single month, and not only does it take a lot of time every month, but most of the people they speak to from these dinner seminars are not qualified and not a good fit anyway. Another option is to buy leads. But when you buy financial advisor leads, sometimes they're shared with others. Oftentimes, the leads that you buy are hard to get hold of, and you also have to spend a lot of time chasing them. On top of that, buying leads is always going to cost more compared to generating your own leads. For example, a lead provider might generate a financial advisor lead on Facebook for, let's say, $20, and then resell that lead to you and others for $200 to $300. And if you only speak to 1 out of 10 leads, that means you're essentially paying $2,000 to $3,000 per appointment. Now, it can still work, but obviously it's going to be an expensive way of getting leads. Whereas if you generated your own leads, you could pay only $200 to $300 per appointment, not just for a lead, as I'll show you how later on in this video. So just so you can see the comparison between buying leads and generating your own leads, if you buy leads and you spend $3,000 a month buying leads, you'll probably get about 15 leads if you're paying about $200 per lead. And again, the average price for buying leads is about $200 to $300. So I'm being conservative here with the numbers. So if you pay $200 per lead, you'll get about 15 leads. And then from those leads, if you speak to 1 in 10, and again, I'm being conservative, so let's just say you speak to 1 in 7 or 8, you're going to be getting 2 appointments from those 15 leads, which means you'll effectively be paying about $1,500 per appointment. You also have to spend time chasing these leads to get an appointment. And because these leads don't really know who you are, they are harder to close when you do speak to them. And on top of that, because someone else is sending you the leads, you don't have any control of the lead generation system. On the other hand, if you generate your own leads and you spend the same amount, so you spend $3,000 on paid advertising, but you're the one running the ads, not someone else, you can generate leads for about $20, so you can get 150 leads. And then from those leads, you're likely to get about 15 sales appointments. So on average, you're only paying about $200 per appointment. On top of that, leads are booking an appointment on your calendar, so you don't have to chase them to get that appointment. And because leads watch a video sales letter that explains what you do, these leads are also easier to close when you do speak to them on the phone. And because it's your system, your lead generation system, you have 100% control, so you can scale up and down as needed. For example, if your cost per appointment is $200 and you want 15 appointments, you'd do 15 times 200, which is $3,000. So you pay $3,000 a month. But let's say you want 30 appointments, then all you need to do is just double your budget. So if you spend $6,000 a month, you'll then get double the amount of appointments. You'll get 30 appointments each month. So that means you can effectively get as many appointments as you want each month on demand simply by increasing or decreasing your budget. So imagine getting 10 times more leads and appointments every month without even spending any more money. Can you imagine how much more profitable generating leads would be for you? In fact, for some of our clients, it's even been life-changing. For example, here's a client who has been working with us for a few months now, and he said that his profits are still astronomical compared to traditional lead programs. And as you can see, he said it's essentially been life-changing. So my point is there are lots of ways to generate leads, but some clearly work better than others. So what does actually work best for financial advisors? Well, in my experience, you pretty much have 2 options. Option 1, you can do paid ads, which is the fast way to get results, but it does cost money. Or you can create YouTube videos, which is a slower way to get results, but it is free. So they each have pros and cons. For example, in terms of the speed to get results, with paid ads, you're looking at getting results pretty much straight away. So as soon as you start spending money on ads, in most cases, you can start getting leads and even appointments within the first few days or even few weeks. And with YouTube, it does take a little bit longer, usually 3 to 6 months before you start seeing any traction. However, in terms of your cost per appointment with paid ads, obviously you do have to pay money for ads, which means there is a cost associated for every lead and appointment that you get. So on average for our clients, we see that they pay anywhere between $200 to $300 for an appointment with someone that has on average $500,000 in investable assets. And usually the less assets that they have, the lower the cost of the appointment, and the more they have, the higher the cost of the appointments. So $200 to $300 is just the average for $500K in investable asset. But with YouTube, you can get the same kind of appointments, but the difference is they're practically free. You don't have to spend any money on ads, so you don't need to pay money to generate leads or to generate appointments. However, it does require about 1 to 2 hours a week to actually create those YouTube videos. Now, there are ways that we can help you save time and make the whole process as easy as possible, but again, it does require a little bit of time on your end. Now, 1 to 2 hours a week isn't really that much if you consider that you're going to be getting maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 or more appointments every single month, but every client is different. So you might be wondering which method is best for you. Well, it really just depends on your budget and how fast you want to get results. For example, we have some clients that do paid ads only. We also have other clients who do YouTube videos only. And we also have some clients who do both to get the best of both worlds. So it's really up to you. What a lot of clients actually do these days is they usually start with paid ads to get results straight away. And then in the background, they work on the YouTube stuff so that they can start getting leads and appointments later on without having to rely 100% on ads. But again, it's completely up to you. So by now, you're probably thinking, this sounds good, but how do I actually get all this done? The reality is setting up a system like this is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, but most financial advisors do not have a system to predictably get leads, appointments, and clients every single month on autopilot. And sadly, the reality is that most financial advisors, 72 to 90% of financial advisors, in fact, fail or leave the industry within just 3 to 5 years. And this is according to statistics that you can find on Google. So you can see how important it is to have a predictable system in your business that generates leads, appointments, and clients every single month on autopilot. And sure, you could try to set this all up on your own, but if it's your first time doing something like this, how much time would you waste trying to figure it all out? And how much money would you waste on ads and other things that just don't work? For example, I remember I spoke with one financial advisor who spoke with us first, but then decided to try to do it all himself without our help. And then 6 months later, he said that he had spent over $15,000 in ads without a single appointment. Now, to be clear, he did get appointments scheduled on his calendar, but the problem was no one showed up. So really, in my opinion, that's pretty much the same as having no appointments. And when I looked at his funnel, I saw that he had tried to copy what we do, but he made a few key mistakes in the process, which is why it wasn't converting. And because he's never done anything like this before, he wasn't able to know what those mistakes were. So this time, after we spoke again, he did decide to work with us. So we took over and then did everything the way that we normally do things. And then within just 7 days, he was already getting appointments with qualified people that actually showed up for the appointment. So this is just an example to show that if you want to avoid potentially wasting thousands of dollars in ads that don't work, or potentially wasting countless hours going through trial and error trying to figure it all out on your own, this pretty much brings me to the final and most important step of the whole process, which is step 3, and that is to simply work with someone that has already done it. So in your case, if you want to avoid the years of trial and error and avoid wasting potentially thousands of dollars on marketing that just doesn't work, you can get a shortcut to getting results by simply using the same system that has worked for hundreds of other financial advisors. And it's also the same system that you're actually going through right now yourself. It's a system that's designed to get qualified leads, appointments, and clients booked onto your calendar every single month. And best of all, once it's all up and running, most of it is automated and it's very easy to maintain it and to keep it going. So if you want us to set up and install this system in your business, what does the whole process look like? So we provide a complete done-for-you service where we can do pretty much everything for you. So if you go to our websites and click on Done For You, you can see this page for yourself. But just to quickly go through how it all works, the first step of the process is that you would fill out a short questionnaire that just gives us a little bit more information about what you do and what are the kind of clients that you actually want to attract. And then based on your answers, we'll then create a video sales letter script that is based on what has worked well for other financial advisors, but also customized to anything that may be unique to you or the kind of clients that you want to target. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get something that's fresh and unique, but also something that is based off what has worked well for other clients similar to you. Then once we create the video sales letter script, we typically send that to you in a Google document or a Word document. And then all you need to do is check it and just make sure you're happy with it and let us know if you want to make any changes. Also, if you need to get it submitted through compliance first, that's absolutely fine. If you do need to do that, then what other financial advisors typically do is we send them the marketing material at every step of the process. They send it to their compliance person or compliance department. They'll come back and either approve it or they'll say they need to make a few changes. And then we may go back and forth making some changes until everything is approved. And then once everything is approved, we'll just move to the next step. So anyway, once the video sales letter script is done, we'll then record and edit the video sales letter. So for the recording part, we can either do this for you or you can do it yourself if you're comfortable recording the video using your voice or even going on camera if you prefer. Either way can work. It's not so much about who records the video, it's more about what you actually say in the video. But either way, even if you record the video yourself, you just read what we tell you to read from the scripts that we create, and then we edit everything for you. So we remove any mistakes, we polish it, we create the presentation, and we just make sure everything looks really nice before it goes live. And then once we have the video sales letter ready to go, we then put it onto a marketing and sales funnel. So this is where you have different pages in a sales funnel where people can actually enter their name and email and then watch the video. And then if they like what they hear in the video, they can fill out an application form to pre-qualify them further and make sure that they're definitely going to be a good fit. And then you send them to your scheduling page where they can schedule a call in your calendar, and then they go to a call confirmation page. And there's also a bunch of different automations and things that happen behind the scenes. And then we create those follow-up emails that I was just talking about. And with the Done For You package, we actually create 3 months worth of weekly follow-up emails based on content from your VSL, your website, or any other resources that you have. But we will create everything, we'll send it to you, make sure you're happy with it, and then once it's approved, again, we move to the next stage. And then finally, we move to the most exciting part of the process, which is when we actually start the lead generation. And this is where we can either use organic or low-cost channels, which is typically by creating content to get leads and appointments for free, or we can use paid channels where you basically pay for ads and you can get leads and appointments much quicker. So it's up to you which ones you want to do. If you just want to start with one and then add another one later on, we can do that. Or if you want to start with both at the same time, we can do that as well. And in case you're wondering which channels work best specifically for financial advisors, I'd say on the paid ads side, both Facebook ads and TikTok ads can work really well. And yes, even TikTok ads. I know sometimes I get people say to me, oh, but isn't TikTok just for young people? Well, the reality is no, not anymore. So both of these channels can work well when it comes to paid advertising. And then on the organic side, what is working best right now specifically for financial advisors would be YouTube. And then once the whole system is set up and running, most of it pretty much runs on autopilot. But if you do want to maximize your results and keep everything going, we do recommend investing 1 to 2 hours a week just to answer questions that your potential clients are asking. And this is because if you go back to the follow-up emails, we are creating 3 months worth of weekly follow-up emails, but we recommend you keep following up with your leads essentially forever. And we can get the whole system that you see here up and running in less than 30 days, which means by month 2 or day 31, you could turn on your ads and start generating leads pretty much straight away. So think about it. So many businesses take years to get what you could get in just 30 days. Can you see how this could be potentially life-changing for you and your business? In fact, pretty much every week we get emails from clients sharing their success. For example, here's an email from a client that said, thanks again for helping me solve the problem of getting great qualified leads without having to cold call. And he even said at the end that his only regret was that he didn't meet us sooner. And here's another example of a client who was able to get leads for free from Google. He just said, I just got found on Google again by another prospect. So this is without even paying for ads. This is just by getting leads through the content that you create, which can show up at the top of Google. And here's another funny example from a client that emailed us to say that he has been getting so many appointments that he feels like reducing or stopping his ads for this week to help him catch up. So imagine having a problem where you actually have too many appointments and then you need to actually stop or slow down your marketing activity in order to catch up. Wouldn't that actually be a good problem to have? And these are just a few of the many client wins that we get all the time. And you can see more examples if you go to skylinesocial.com/results. Now, even though we have had a lot of client results and case studies and success stories, as you've seen in this video and as you can see on our website, you might still be thinking, this all sounds good, but how do I know this will really work for me? Well, here's the thing. Over the years, I've spoken to a lot of people who have spent a lot of money on online courses and marketing companies and lead generation programs and things like that. And at the end of the day, they just haven't gotten any good results. And when I asked them, okay, so if what you tried to do with, this company didn't work, what did the company actually do to fix this or to try to help you get results? And then the answer was either nothing or that they now needed to pay extra for support or purchase another program from them or in some way pay them more money to get the results that they wanted in the first place. And to me, that's just crazy, but that's how it works in this industry. However, I don't want you to ever experience anything like that. Now, to be clear, in business, there's always going to be a risk that something doesn't work, but I still want to do everything I can to completely eliminate that risk as much as realistically possible. So not only do I give you a proven system that has worked for countless other financial advisor clients, but on top of that, I'm also going to give you something I've never seen anyone else offer, which is a 30-day performance-based guarantee, where if within the first 30 days of launching, you don't see any results, we'll keep working with you for free every month until you do, without you having to pay any extra for support, without you having to pay a monthly retainer, and without you needing to purchase another program or anything else like that. Now, to put this in perspective for you, other marketing companies will typically charge you a monthly retainer, usually from $2,500 to $5,000 a month or more to help you with your marketing. And if you stop paying them, they stop helping you. But I don't want you to have to go through any of that. That's why with us, it's completely different. When you work with us, you only have to make a one-time investment with us, and our guarantee is that you'll either see results within 30 days or we keep working with you for free until you do. So that way, it's actually in our best interest to get you results, which is 10 to 30 or more appointments each month, as fast as realistically possible. And the reason we do this is because number one, we do typically get results for our clients very fast, usually within the first few weeks or months of launching, especially if you're running ads. And number two, because getting results is the most important thing for me. I don't want you to start working with us, and if you don't see any results, then be told that you now need to pay extra for support or another marketing program or another upsell or something else in order to fix this, which, by the way, is what most of my competitors do. No, instead, I want this to be the last thing that you'll need to invest in to finally get leads, appointments, and clients each month in your business in a way that is predictable, automated, profitable, and scalable. And in most cases, you'll only need to win 1 or 2 clients to make a good return on your investment. And then every other client that you get after that is pure profit. So what are the next steps if you'd like us to do all this for you? Well, all you need to do is click the button below this video to schedule a call. On the call, we'll have a conversation to learn a little bit more about you and your business, just to find out if we are definitely a good fit to help you. And if we are, then we'll go through how the whole process works in more detail and, of course, be happy to answer any other questions that you may have. So click the button below to schedule a call, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.